Honorable Deputy Speaker, the Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Cabinet Ministers and Assistant Ministers, Honorable Leader of Opposition, Honorable Members of Parliament. I thank the Honorable Member for this question. Before I provide an update on the Nabavatu Village relocation project, let just me go through some background. The Nabavatu Village was critically affected by a geohazard event that shocked the community in January 2021 following tropical cyclone Ana. As we all know, TC Ana, although it was a Category 2 event, it happened in less than a month after Category 5 tropical cyclone Yasa also hit Fiji. Madam Deputy Speaker, the geohazard event in Nabavatu involved a series of landslides, tensional cracks, and associated ground displacements which were experienced in the village. The tensional cracks identified from the hillside pose risks to more than 20 buildings, resulting from high rainfall associated with poor surface drainage. The rainfall recorded in Riketi at that time was around 309.5 millimeters, one of the highest rainfalls experienced during Tisiana. The amount of precipitation received at that time was a decadal one in a 10-year event, and seismic activity with a magnitude of 5.8 MB was also experienced. Structural damages such as cracks on walls, floors, and pavements, including detachment of concrete slabs, tilting of buildings, and movement of building foundations were evident on standing buildings, including the church. Madam Deputy Speaker, following the event, task forces were formed at divisional, district, and village level. The Commissioner Northern Division was tasked to chair the divisional task force, assisted by the divisional planning officer. The district task force was led by the Assistant District Officer Siangaga, while the Turani Koro Nabavatu led the village task force team. The reporting line was a top-down and bottom-up approach to ensure information integrity and accountability. Madam Deputy Speaker, based on GPS and aerial mapping conducted by the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources of the current village site, in February 2021, it was revealed that the majority of the dwellings in the village were at high risk. And according to a report by the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, all buildings and houses located within the medium to high risk zones would need to be relocated as a precautionary measure for the villagers and community safety. The village in its present condition was considered not safe for future habitation, as there remained a risk of reoccurring geohazard event in the future. Madam Deputy Speaker, due to this geohazard event in 2021, and upon the advice from the Ministry of Lands and Mineral Resources, the villagers of Nabavatu had to relocate to the Riketi Assemblies of God church compound, which is approximately 1 kilometer from the village site. The church compound has been the village's temporary relocation site since the geohazard event in early 2021. And I believe most of us have seen the pictures of the tent village, and that's exactly where it is. Madam Deputy Speaker, I'd like to state at the outset that the Ministry is managing this relocation in alignment with the standard operating procedure of the planned relocation guideline. This SOP was designed in alignment with the Interagency Standing Committee framework for durable solutions for internally displaced persons. The document, launched in March 2023, sets out a clear process for the assessment of communities for planned relocation. The SOP has embedded lessons learned from the previous 6 relocation projects to ensure future relocations improve on the gaps identified from previous projects. And we thank the previous administration for a lot of the work that was carried out in this. Madam Deputy Speaker, the SOP streamlines government's approach, ensuring strengthened coordination of departments involved in the various stages of the relocation process. The SOP also outlines processes for non-government partners to provide support where expertise and resources can be leveraged to assist government's efforts. The SOP is guided by the Climate Change Act and Climate Change Policy 2018 to 2030 and includes a comprehensive risk assessment methodology to assess and rank the communities, providing justification for selection of a community. To Madam Deputy Speaker, the Nabavatu Village relocation is the first in the country to adopt the new SOP on planned relocation. In progress to date, there are 4 phases to the project. Phase 1, civil works, which includes road access upgrade, drainage works, and land clearing, which is in progress at the site. The Ministry of Public Works and Ministry of Agriculture and Waterways are 2 agencies involved in this activity. First payment tranches were released last month through Climate Change Division, totaling $244,335.06. The breakdown are as follows: $191,055 paid to Ministry of Public Works, $53,280 paid to Ministry of Waterways, and the expected timeline of completion of Phase 1 is by May 17, 2024. Madam Deputy Speaker, scoping is in progress for the connection of service lines through Energy Fiji Limited and Water Authority of Fiji. Once civil works are completed, EFL are to peg and provide quotations. Expected timeline by 30th April 2024, that's for Phase 2. And Water Authority of Fiji quotation stands at $278,801. Once EFL quotations are obtained, a submission of waiver of tender will be submitted to the Ministry of Finance, Strategic Planning, National Development and Statistics for approval. Madam Deputy Speaker, Phases 2 and 3 implementation works has been tendered through the Fiji Procurement Office. Tender reference RFT 49/2024 was advertised on 23rd March 2024. A 30 days tender, which invites all registered construction companies to bid for the activity as design and build works for 37 houses, communal septic tank, footbridge, and connecting footpaths. Tender process as follows. 1, site pre-bid meeting will take place on the 17th of April at the relocation site at Nabavatu. Closing of tender on the 22nd of April 2024. 3, tender evaluation team to meet and review the tender documents. This will take 1 to 2 weeks. Submission of tender to Government Tender Board for approval, and awarding of tender by Government Tender Board, which is in about mid-May, Madam Deputy Speaker. Madam Deputy Speaker, the government and community partnership continues with the provision of timber logging activity to assist the community. Matangali Uli Tonga, with the support of government agencies in the Northern Division, has made arrangements with Gold Hold PTE Limited to log the timber from their land. This timber will be processed, and Gold Hold Limited will reimburse the value of the timber by supplying building materials to affected households. As of now, 207 cubic meters has been logged at the site. Consultation with the other 5 Matangalis continues for the proposed logging site. Madam Deputy Speaker, discussion is in progress with the rediversion of the initiative above towards the building of Community Evacuation Center and Community Hall. The Ministry continues to allocate funds for payment of water usage by the community at the temporary relocation site. Payment of water bills from 2022 until today stands at $11,385. This will continue until the community are safely moved to the permanent relocation site at Nabavatu. Madam Deputy Speaker, the Ministry continues to work closely with the community in ensuring the well-being and safety is protected. I must also place on record and thank our partners, United Nations Population Fund, UNFPA, United Nations Fund, UNICEF, United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF, Adventist Development and Relief Agency, ADRA, Live and Learn, and Habitat for Humanity, just to name a few for their unwavering support towards rehabilitating the Nabavatu community at the current temporary relocation site. Government continues to engage with our partners for the well-being and safety of the Nabavatu people of this village. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker.